Seekers, this is Pauline Marie. I'm coming to you with an activation for the new moon in Sagittarius. And this is a frequency of I understand. So this new moon in Sagittarius, coming up on the 19th and 20th with the new beginnings, is a timeless activation, but this is when this is being initiated. So we're sowing new seeds, visualizing dreams, and expanding our consciousness to embody a new understanding. This is through internal exploration of intention and following joy. So the pre-download was very strong. This download began with Sophia and a message from Sophia that all paths lead home and that you are a sacred node of connection to all, to God, the one infinite creator. Awaken the body as a temple, a sacred embodiment, a sacred node within a divine pattern. This is energetic architecture, the geometric signature of the divine Sophia. This is how the divine mind structured reality, sacred geometry. This is galaxies to the heart, galaxies or to the heart and womb. And her geometric signature is that of harmony. It's harmonic relationships. So this requires truth and authenticity from within your own heart. And the support is now opening through the invisible lines of force. This is unseen. It's felt, and it's felt as magnetism. But magnetism here, I'm hearing, is the letting the higher self lead. So she wants me to share that these activations coming forth that I'm bringing forward are light streams. These light streams, along with human prayers and intentions, are designed to carry angelic influences back to the divine realm of creation and then into matter. This is how consciousness works with matter, to the divine, creating unity consciousness. Beautiful, a lot to unpack. So pathways have been cleared, supporting our awakening from separation. All right, these are like the highest yet simplest words I can use to express this. Again, this is a frequency. So breathe it in and feel it for your own soul evolution. Yeah, just take what resonates, leave the rest. All right, in this pre-download too, I was feeling a lot of soft fire and water with this new moon. It's balanced, it's bliss. It's like tears of joy as the fire clears out the old. And the supportive waters were saying, remember, with every new beginning, we go into the unknown. So have courage, face any fears that come up and let them go. Release the past. But we do that. We forgive and we soften. Those were two very strong words coming through. Forgive and soften. Move forward as that new version of you. Yes, the way we created in the past brought imbalance of shadow, so this will not carry forward into our new beginning. And the waters are also saying go deep. We need to look beneath the surface. What appears in our reality, the reality we are co-creating, we need to truly understand what's driving it forward, what's driving us forward. What is that fire in our heart? What is beneath our creations? And the meaning I get here is that it's our intention. Our intention is everything in the eyes of God. God blesses through our intention. If it's pure and pure of heart, then it moves into blessings. Okay. I also heard a bit from Gaia in the pre-download, so I'm sure she'll come through. We were being asked to open new doors, to be led by our higher selves, and we will be supported by her through her earth's crystal and water core. She's giving or offering a supportive message with new solutions and new support for our collective new beginnings. So whatever we're going through, we will survive. We always survive. I'm hearing she always survives. Yeah, because we have turned the wheel here. I'm hearing to the point of no return, a completely new cycle of how we're going to evolve. Right, and in that pre-download, we're encouraged to use our inner authority and intuition to guide us, turning our gaze within. Beautiful. So to deepen and clarify that pre-download message, I had pulled some wild unknown archetype from the archetype deck. And we had 6 archetype frequencies here to work with in this activation. And it's the 1, the comic, the gem, the unseen, the sword, and the Anima Mundi. Powerful, powerful. So with the Anima Mundi out here, it's a message of accept all, reject nothing. Okay, and so Sophia is saying in this magnetism of to the energetic architecture. This is the all paths lead home. It's like the rivers of power harnessed for transformation, transmuting frequencies in the currents. And what I'm getting here is sound frequencies, harmonics, perfect harmony, restoring balance. And I know I have been having a lot of this, but for many, lots of ringing in the ears. And I'm having a remembrance of, God as the conductor. So with this sword archetype out here as that which cuts through old patterns, right? And the lightning comes through. The light just strikes right through the sword here in the depiction on the card. So when we're called to use the sword, there's a strong guidance not to use the sword with vengeance, deceit, hostility, anger, right? We should see the sword as that obsidian or a knife, like a surgeon that would carefully cut out that which is not serving you as love, though, in love, as love, and set it free. I'm also seeing in this card an artist's brush, a writer's pen. I think that archetype speaks to that as well. I'm getting a message here. This allows us to walk away with forgiveness in our hearts, with integrity, honor, humility, grace, all of those qualities that God holds in high honor. I'm hearing walk away, don't fight with a sword, give it up to God. Give the fight up to God. So back to that remembrance of God as the conductor. I'm seeing a conductor's stick, the baton, just as the conductor of the orchestra uses that, right, as an extension of their hand to communicate their beats, the tempo, the dynamics, all of that to the musicians. That acting as an invisible extension of the conductor's hand, the hand of God, the creator, the universe, the one, whatever you use to identify with this energy, is the one, the unseen here. So this is that unseen, that unknowing kind of thing about what we don't see, but we feel or we experience through faith. And this card depicts, the eye and that third eye. So yes, this is an extension of God's hand. So with the unseen out here as well, it's a message of trusting God's hand. God is the conductor of the infinite orchestra that we all play in accept all, reject nothing. And the tempo within I'm feeling is our own walk to our own rhythm without comparisons to others, and accepting where we really are on this path. So we are navigating in the unknown, or here, the unseen. And this archetype has a message of guidance, of, through spirit, the ancestors, the angels, that we are seen and to be seen. My team is saying here, guidance comes in many forms. Comes in the readiness of our rhythm, our own rhythm. Don't expect that everything will be glittery and shiny. Yeah, so the spirit world speaks and acts from truth. So sometimes it soothes and sometimes it burns, right? Sometimes it's the water and sometimes it's the fire. And I'm feeling that fire energy message coming through that I had in the pre-download, like that soft fire, soft water. But it is activating and soothing. So the soothing water wisdom with the fire is needed for balance. So I'm feeling, if you're feeling stuck or heavy, because we're in a purification energy, even though, this new moon in Sagittarius is new ideas and explorations. We're purifying too, though, so that we can have these new ideas at a different frequency level. So, if you're feeling stuck or heavy, I did a Breath of God download, so maybe you can feel called to listen to that. Go within and just ask, what am I able to forgive? It requires probably a deeper forgiveness. If you're feeling a little stuck, go back to that accept all, reject nothing, and leaving all the judgment to God. So I'm feeling the level of fire and the level of water here needed for our awakening will depend on our willingness to purify. And this ties in with the gem that came out here. The gem card depicts the diamond in the rough, right? That takes all that pressure before it's purified. So that's purifying your diamond, your reflection to God. Beautiful. So I'm feeling too, before, did I talk about the comic being out here? Can we get a little bit on this comic, or maybe we'll get some clarification on that. But what I'm seeing in this card is of this connection to all these pathways. I am also feeling a connection to the chakras. So I'm feeling this back as this sacred geometry from the galaxies to the heart and back. I'm feeling this in that as that pre-download from Sophia. I'm also in the knowing of how 3i Atlas is changing colors, and there's some correlation here. But with the comic archetype, this is about that humor, that laughter, that also that playfulness, and that inner child exploration with all of this. And I know that God, his most valued expression is humor, as well as my team. So funny, right? So that is a very loved frequency. But we'll get more, I think, on that. And maybe what I'll do is read from the guidebook on it. I think, too, it's coming through with a passion of imagination. Yeah, immersing ourselves in that artist, that creative expression in our intuition. Yeah, I'm also feeling like stop trying to make things happen. This is about being, not doing. So that being energy, I'm hearing stop trying to make something happen. So this breakthrough will come with huge transformation. And I'm hearing creating with ease and grace, simpleness. The answers will come. Ignite with joy. So this is like, yeah, that joy igniting out here of the comic. Of that inner child. Follow your joy. New beginnings will bring the balance of the fire and the water. Yeah. All right. I think that's probably enough on the gem. If I feel called to go back to read from the book, we will. A little bit more on the gem archetype that I'm getting. Back with that pre-download message from Sophia was that sacred node is like a gem, is the gem. So we are a gem within the divine pattern. And awaken the body as a temple. This is a sacred embodiment. Sacred awakening. It's working that higher perspective than we have in the past. Beautiful. So I'm feeling here to, before pulling a little bit more cards and getting a further activation, deepening this activation of I understand, is offering a supportive practice here. It's for embodiment, and it's probably outside of what we think of as our normal grounding practice or, breath work or whatever we do for that embodiment. And this is about how to start our day and go about our day. And this could assist you with uninvited thoughts that are not the true you. This can really come through when we're in that frequency of I understand. So using our wisdom, but with the heart, with the cosmic heart. But this is to assist you with those uninvited thoughts. Okay, so this is also how warriors think, all right? This is how warriors, spiritual warriors think and awaken and live. They must go through these lower frequencies sometimes daily. And it's not by avoiding them. It's not by bypassing them. It's by alchemizing them. And so that can be activated here more by just placing, putting up a stop sign and we want to do that kind of energetically, but we can say that these are not my thoughts. I do not host them. You may return to your origin. So an example may be when fear wants to creep in and say, I am not enough. So this is the egoic mind trying to keep you where you are, a fear loop. You can also say, God has not given me a spirit of fear, only unconditional love and a sound mind. So you can do this with some strength, but gentleness for yourself, and visualize a sanctuary, not a battlefield. All right, this is a surrendered heart, which is the most needed in troubling times, and really my testimony of what God can do with a surrendered heart. So I hope that helps. And we're going to hear, of course, from that overarching energy from the waters first. Exploration. Understand. All right. We have 3 cards coming out here. We have Into the Unknown. This is the underworld, the depth, the courage it takes to face the fears, to go into the unknown, the unseen, right? It's giving us that same message from the unseen archetype here. Beneath the surface also came out. So what's driving you? Again, tying us back to what is our intention? What is our intention with what we're creating? Look look beneath the surface as things, as you want to create things, to make sure we're coming from that pure heart space. What are true motives, and breaking free of any of those illusions that keep us from, any kind of conflict. Get us to soften to love. And then the last one that came out was let it go. Release the past, forgive, soften, yes, and move forward. So this also aligns beautifully with the pre-download about what I was getting with the forgiveness, the softening. Yep, move forward as that new version of yourself. Go deep. Yeah, it's definitely a message of go deep. All right, let's hear from, I'm feeling to grab another deck here. It's the Anima Mundi, is just everything is as below and above, as above and below. These cosmic, geometric frequency archetype that Gaia holds and the cosmos hold. What would you like to offer to deepen this moon in Sagittarius? I understand activation, please. All right. Yes, a strong message here first, before I get a couple cards come out here, is to, seed the light by staying grounded. That is definitely a must for any kind of work with this cosmic energy. So we've got, oh wow, okay, all paths lead home came out. Inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. So that's definitely Sophia coming through, speaking her truth, her wisdom. And following it step by step by step, right? Back home to your own inner authority, your own truth. It's leading her here to the waters in the depiction of the card. And we have forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Love that so much, especially when this is the new beginnings, right? This is the going deeper to see what's the intention. And if the intention doesn't match a frequency, what kind of leader can you be? What can you offer then to the collective in the building and co-creating of the new earth? Because it's happening. So keep holding your vision here, okay? Anything else? Yes, we have star family support, I'm hearing. Soul memories and gifts coming back. Yeah, I'm also hearing. Okay, but what wants to be shown here is inner earth. The inner earth card came out. It messages you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Wow. Okay, so this is super active here in support of our new beginnings, and just in support of that survival that we will always exist, as Gaia had come in to say. In the pre-activation, we'll always survive. Gaia survives because we've turned the wheel. The point of no return, the new cycle. Yeah, absolutely. And surrender to the sweetness that's within is on the bottom of the deck. So beautiful. I'm feeling to get a little bit of activation or clarification. Maybe here on the Inner Earth card. Our Divine Mother, Mary. All right. She's coming out with Morning Dew. And this is clarity, a fresh start, and a positive outlook. Wow, if I remember right, this card speaks of Yeah, how all the ancients, the masters, the shamans, like how they worked with that morning dew, and that morning dew was God, like the purest form, that water in that fresh dew form is what I'm really feeling. So what I'm hearing here now is these new solutions and beginnings that go with this new moon is to own our power, but to look at it as that fresh morning dew. Okay, I'm hearing not just doing, being. It's a message of being, not doing as well. Okay, beautiful. So a purpose of following our joy, of that slow down, that breath of God, which does tie back to this purification activation download that I got, and that is in my playlist. Or excuse me, I think it's just in my videos. So she's asking us here to pause into the breath of God. It's that slow down. Be grateful for all we're blessed with and now, in the here and now. So as we create these new beginnings, honor our soul's purpose. The message to do so with playfulness. Laugh, create. Okay, this is tying back to the comic here. Feels more imagination, immersing the self as the artist again. Yeah. Following the joy. Thank you so much. All right. Let's just end here with a few water blessings. All right, waters, what would you like to bless with this activation in the new moon in Sagittarius? That we're now understanding how we need to move forward in co-creating the new earth with the Anima Mundi. And we have out free, a free seer, embrace flowing with the precious divine timing. Again, that's going into the tempo, right? That tempo, the tempo of God. God creates the orchestra. God knows when to speed it up and when to slow it down, because it's the extension of God's hand as the conductor. We've got let go, enjoy an effervescent flow of life with contagious enthusiasm. Speaking to the joy. Beautiful. Anything? I'm feeling maybe one more. Can we get one more, please? Ooh, and I'm seeing rainbows. Rainbows over the waters. Okay, integrity and honor. So enjoy self-empowerment by fulfilling every promise. Yeah, and this goes to in that pre-download, when I talked about what qualities we can hold that God honors, and integrity really is, I'm going to say, this foundation. Yes, it's humility, but it's integrity. Are we fulfilling every promise that we make? And that promise is the promise with God, and the promise that God makes with us will be fulfilled. And again, this is I'm hearing, it is a part of my living testimony. So more to come there, but thank you so much for being here. So beautiful. And remember to start and begin your day with integrity. Let go. Be that free seer. Go deep in your understanding to create and be a co-creator of the new earth. Don't use that sword always from a place of battlefield, but from a place of a surrendered heart. See a sanctuary.